Hi, I'm with the truck that I called you and said that we were 4 hours away from you and you wanted me to give you a call. So we ran into an issue with our truck and we're broke down about 2 hours away from you, so I just wanted to let you know.
Well, we made it to exit 42 in Georgia. We're off of 95. And I was talking to somebody on the phone and I started hearing a whining noise. I'm like, man, my transmission sounds like it's whining. I asked Lita. She's like, no, it doesn't sound anything irregular. Got down the road a little bit more and it just kept getting louder and louder and louder. So we have a pretty big problem. From what I can see though, there's oil everywhere, by the way. Oil absolutely everywhere. I mean, it is, I don't know if it's going to show up on camera, but it has gone everywhere. I think it's coming from the PTO though. I don't know where it gets its oil from. I have no idea, but it's definitely dripping from the PTO. I don't know if the PTO is what's making the noise. It shouldn't be engaged. I went up there and double checked. It's not engaged, but does it still spin inside the case? I don't know. I brought my impact with me, but I forgot the battery charger. I don't know if I can just drop this PTO down off of this case. If that'll do anything for me. I've got Lita calling some repair shops and some tow truck companies. I mean, it's everywhere. I mean, you can see on this box, which, by the way, we noticed this box that we put on with these brackets, and this bracket's broke. My weld didn't break. The actual bracket broke. I don't know if you guys can see that down there. So this leg part that holds the box snapped, like right along here on the other side. Look, there's even oil back here on the catwalk. Look at all that oil everywhere. I don't know how much oil that PTO holds, but that's a lot of oil. I checked my transmission fluid. My transmission fluid's full. Checked my oil's full. That tells me that the PTO has its own oil and there's an issue. So, I don't know, let me get to digging. All right, so we got a tow truck on the way. I started taking the PTO off the bottom of the transmission. I don't know how that works though. I don't know if all that transmission fluid is just able to just go down into the PTO. I got all but one bolt and I started to loosen it up. But I was afraid if I remove that there's supposed to be a plate there maybe. And I was afraid we would make a mess with the transmission fluid. Got the box off. You can see it broke right here. This one's starting to crack in the same place. I don't know what the deal is with that. So those are gonna have to be fixed. I've got some heavier duty C-channel at the house that I'm probably going to fabricate something different with that. But man, we have oil. Look at that. We have oil everywhere.
It's all over. It's all over the trailer.
I'm glad it didn't get on the load. I mean, these are railroads. These are railroad ties. But you just never know what they would say. My brakes, I need to back my brakes out because when we're empty, just tapping on these things will lock these things down. Hopefully I don't have flat spots because I dang sure left some black lines on the way to pick these up. It looks like this is trying to pull out. I might have to throw another strap on that. Of course, we're like 2 hours away from the drop. We were going to drop this today. We were going to be picked up and drop this today and be home today if this weren't to happen. I'm just glad we're close to the house. I got my oldest son, Mason. He's on his way in the truck. That way, I'm hoping it's something simple like the PTO, and he could be like, oh yeah, we'll just pull this PTO off, blah, 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 it's the PTO. If not, we can drive home and then come back when the truck is fixed or whatever needs to happen. So anyways, we're gonna clean up our mess here that we made, and I'll get back to you guys.
Hi, I'm with the truck that I called you and said that we were 4 hours away from you and you wanted me to give you a call. So we ran into an issue with our truck and we're broke down about 2 hours away from you, so I just wanted to let you know. All right, thanks. Bye.
You know this happened because I was talking about replacing the truck at 800,000 miles to Chris. And like everybody keeps saying that I have turbo issues and we've got a turbo leak, and I'm like, no, I think the noise is coming from the transmission. Is that the same size that hooked up to us last time? Looks like it, huh?
Yeah, they just look small. No, he asked me how heavy we were. I told him we were loaded. I told him we had 76,000 pounds on us. So we're white railroad ties on the step deck. So he's gonna have to do that drive shaft thing. And
oh yeah,
right?
Oh yeah. I'm wondering if our problem, because I don't remember hearing that whining noise before that guy towed us without disconnecting the drive shaft.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, let me get out and talk to this guy. All hooked up. I hope it's that PTO. Well, we made it to where they towed the truck to. What's the name of the place? Mr. Lee's?
No, it's Georgia Trucking.
Georgia Trucking?
No, Georgia Trucking.
Georgia Truck and Trailer? Do you know where we're at?
Brunswick.
Brunswick, Georgia. Oh, it's been a while since I've been here. Place is a little dumpy looking. Anyways, the guy that works on the trucks, he is on a service call. They're disconnecting the Mac right now. I got Mason on the way. He's probably an hour out still, or more. I don't know. I'll let you guys know as soon as he gets here if, you know, we still have to drop that load.
Georgia Trucking Tire Repair.
You gonna sneeze?
No.
Oh.
Wipe the sweat off.
It's so hot out here. It's probably 100 degrees, huh?
Yeah.
Mason to the rescue. So, just talking to the mechanic guy, he thinks the PTO locked up and snapped gears in the transmission. But that doesn't explain the oil. It's like engine oil. It's not transmission oil. I don't know, man. I'm hoping for the best. All right, today is Saturday. So the deal was, because we're like 2 hours and 15 minutes from the shop was supposed to call me when they went to start on the truck. That way we could just go ahead and start heading there. Kind of wonky here. Coming out of the driveway because I had to get away from the bush so you can get in. It was supposed to be done yesterday. So I didn't want to call and bug them too much. I called them once and was like, hey, I just want to make sure you have my number. It's like, yeah, I got your number. Kind of like a hint, don't forget to call me when you start on this. And now it's, texted him this morning. I was like, hey man, the broker wants an update on when we can drop that load. He's like, oh, I got some bad news for you. And I was like, oh shoot. He said, I forgot to call you and tell you your truck was done. I was like, oh man, you scared the shit out of me. So the truck's done. You got that charger cord, Bebs?
Yeah.
Truck's done, and we're headed to pick it up. Hopefully, it's 11:30 right now. Hopefully the guy will still unload me. He says he lives right down the road from the place, like 20 minutes. And that if I call him, he'll just shoot down there and unload us. So, oh, that's me hoping. I don't know, we'll see. Do you have any cash on you? Maybe we can throw him some cash. Anyways, I guess it was just the PTO, like I thought. So he hasn't told me exactly what it was, but he got under there and the PTO was like banging around. And what do we got?
40.
Yeah, that should be fine.
30. Yeah, 40.
So all we needed was the plate, take the PTO off and put the plate up and put oil back in it. Plus our tow. So, anyways, we'll see you there. Well, we're here to pick up the truck. And of course, nobody's here. He said he would be here about 45 minutes ago. Not answering the phone. I show up and the PTO is still laying next to the truck, which it's okay. I'm fine with that. He wasn't sure where I'd want it, I'm sure. But then all the bolts and all the stuff are still scattered underneath of the truck. So I crawl under there. I pick up all the bolts and everything. Put them in a bag here. This is everything that he left under the truck. All these gaskets, plates, bolts, whatever. I'm like, all right, whatever. Threw it in the bag. Started the truck up so it could start building air pressure. And it won't build air pressure. So I'm like, what's going on? So I crawl under there and I find out when he dropped the PTO, I think it's just airing up, Bebs. When he dropped the PTO, he snapped off an air line off of the air tank right there. So all the air pressure that it was building was just blowing out of the tank. So it wouldn't build air pressure. Lucky for me, I had an extra airline fitting, which ended up being this thread, and we threw that on. Now he's not answering the phone still. Luckily I had my other set of keys with me. I don't know what to do. He's not answering the phone or text messages. I've got this truck parked in front of me now. So maybe I can cut it to the right here. Yeah, I should be able to cut it to the right here and get out this way. And maybe go out that way. I don't know. I just can't believe. Oh, and then he left all these air hoses and stuff hanging. And I end up having to tie them up and hang them off to the side. I don't know if you guys can see all the air hoses right there. We're just touching the ground. There's a bolt on there that's too long, so it won't tighten all the way up to the transmission. So I still have like a little bit of a leak coming off of that plate that he put on there. Anything yet?
No.
Like, I don't... I'm gonna go ahead and take off and leave Lita here. If he doesn't show up, then he's just gonna have to mail us our keys. I don't know what else to do, man. We can't.
You gotta go. The VOL's on the clipboard on the desk.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to take off. Leave her here. You just wait around for a little bit. I wouldn't wait too long.
Yeah.
He'll just have to mail us the keys. All right.
A few minutes later.
And we're back. It's not fixed. It is not fixed. This guy was supposed to test drive it, never test drove it, obviously. Because it is still screaming going down the road.